Well, I didn't really expect that. 5-0 win over the defending Stanley Cup champions, the Colorado Avalanche. The Winnipeg Jets put their foot on their necks. And did the top line ever go to work today? But it was, just a whole team effort. I couldn't believe how well they played today. Josh Morrissey adding to his Norris Trophy resume. Obviously, Mark Scheifele having a good night. Blake Wheeler getting a hat trick. Cole Perfetti having a 3-assist game. What is going on in Winnipeg? Are the Jets for real? I have a lot of cautious optimism with this team, because obviously we are not that far removed from what happened last season with, of course, Paul Maurice stepping down and the whole Dave Lowry era and just everything being bad. So I do feel like I'm a little bit gun-shy to call them a wagon, but, the Jets might be a wagon. Jets are playing really good hockey right now, and they just smacked up the defending Stanley Cup champions. I know they're missing players. I know they're missing Landeskog and Nichushkin, which are obviously massive pieces to this team. However, 5-0 rout. Blake Wheeler hat trick, as I mentioned before. Connor Hellebuyck 40 save shutout. Vezina Buck and Josh Morrissey on the same team. This team might be legit, man. At the end of the first period, the score was 1-0. Blake Wheeler scoring on the power play. We move into the second period, and it's Josh Morrissey going nuts again, his 5th of the season. The Jets did score a goal earlier on in the second period, but they ruled that it was goalie interference. Wheeler's skate did connect with the goaltender, and that did cause him to fall, but I don't know. I thought it was a good goal. It wasn't, so that takes a goal away from Mark Scheifele. Josh Morrissey answers right back, and then Blake Wheeler, just for fun, adds one near the end of the second period to make it 3-0 Winnipeg. And then we move into the third. Mark Scheifele scores a tap-in goal from a sick feed from Kyle Connor, so he gets that goal back that he lost, and Blake Wheeler, at the end of the game, just for funsies, goes and scores a hat trick. His 7th on the season, and wow, what a game from that top line. Cole Perfetti obviously being elevated up with Mark Scheifele, I think is a perfect fit, and those two guys playing with Blake Wheeler might just be absolutely what Blake Wheeler needs to be a contributor, or to the level of contributor he is right now, because ever since they've put that line together, it's been lights out, and I'm loving what I'm seeing from all three of those guys. The thing that I love about Blake Wheeler right now is that he's not playing 25 minutes a night, and he's not huffing and puffing out there at the end of the third, and right now he's playing the perfect amount of minutes. He hasn't played a game over 20 minutes, I believe, this season, and it's working. A lighter load for Blake Wheeler is exactly what he needs, I believe anyway. It's just so refreshing to see, obviously, Rick Bowness running the bench and running 4 lines properly. It's not the Paul Maurice system where, you're going to just drive Blake Wheeler's line into the ground and have them play 25, 28 minutes a night. That's just not good. And then your 4th line is going to play 3 minutes? Bowness is running a really good team right now where he's able to run 4 lines because the Jets are playing really good hockey from line 1 to 4, defense pairing 1 to 3, and of course it doesn't hurt that you have Vezina Buck in the back there. 3rd shutout of the season this year, might I add. This guy's on an absolute tear and currently the favorite for the Vezina. Josh Morrissey making a case for the Norris. This team is so much fun and I really miss this. I didn't make a video about the Chicago game because honestly, I thought it was kind of boring. The Jets just kind of tortured them all game. They won 7-2, and it just really wasn't fair. They were just, just teasing them out there. It wasn't a fair game at all. Jets looked like they were in another stratosphere to where the Blackhawks were. Obviously, the Hawks aren't a very good team, and yeah, so didn't make a video about that, and I'm happy I didn't. But now looking at Colorado, that was a team where I was like, okay, this is going to be a big test, because obviously the Jets played well against Dallas. They should have won that game in regulation, 4-2 or 4-3. Game should have never gone to overtime, but they did win. They were the much better team in that game, I thought. But in this game, undoubtedly the better team, smashing up the Stanley Cup champions, Colorado Avalanche. And that was nice to see, because the Jets haven't been able to do that in a little while. So, pretty happy fan over here. moving on to the Jets' next 2 games, they do play the Columbus Blue Jackets. It's yet to be seen if Patrick Laine is going to make his second return to Winnipeg since being moved in that deal with Pierre-Luc Dubois. So we'll see if Patty is playing Friday. He is injured currently. I don't believe he will be, but hopefully we get to see him play against the Jets. And then, of course, the Anaheim Ducks after that game. So 2 lower-seeded opponents coming up, and if the Jets can play the way they did against Colorado, I mean, Jesus, they could win 12-0 in those games. I was blown away with how well they played today. Hellebuck made some really nice saves as well, obviously 40 saves, but a lot of them weren't high danger. Just, he's just stat padding, man. He's making it look easy out there. Super happy with where the Jets are right now. I didn't expect this. I'm very cynical with the Jets, and I get scared when they start to look like they did last season just because of how well they did start last year, and then they kind of just spiraled into a team that had no direction and just really didn't care out there. So early on in the season, I was a little bit gun-shy to say that this team was for real, but as the games go on and the opponents that they are defeating, I'm starting to think that maybe the Jets could lock up a top 3 spot in the Central. Obviously, it's going to be a dogfight with Colorado and Dallas. I do believe that Colorado is a little bit worse than they were last season. However, they're still super unfair. And that's another thing in this game. Colorado's power play is number 1 in the league coming into this game at like something stupid like 33%. And the Jets are the number 9 ranked power play, and they shut down all 3 power plays like nothing. Barely any scoring chances. I loved it. It was just so much fun to watch. Just pure domination. Haven't seen that in a long time against an opponent of the level of the Colorado Avalanche. But the Jets now do hold a 4-point cushion above Colorado, and with 2 games in hand on Dallas, they are only 1 point behind them, as Dallas has 30 points, the Jets have 29, and Colorado with 25. The Jets just have to keep this going. Obviously, Morgan Barron is filling into the top 6 right now. We saw Axel Johnson-Fajalbi in that role last game, and I thought he played pretty well, used his speed well, but I thought Barron looked really good. He could have had a couple scoring chances, just a couple passes were just a tick off from Dubois, but I really liked that second line's game as well. Kyle Connor had a sneaky, very nice game, as he usually does, but just a little bit quieter, but he's still making really nice plays. Made that really nice pass to Mark Scheifele for that tap in. And yeah, the Jets are just rolling right now. And I do believe at this moment the Jets are a wagon. That's pretty bold stuff for me. I haven't been optimistic about the Jets in about, a year and a half, 2 years. So it's very nice to feel optimistic about the team that you root for again. And I'm having a lot of fun watching the Jets this season. A little chaotic at times, but at other times, like tonight, they completely dunked all over the Colorado Avalanche. Stanley Cup champions, Colorado Avalanche. So what did you guys think about the game? I'd love to hear from you guys down below in the comments. Leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And I will see you guys in the next video. Have a great one, everybody. Bye-bye.